It started with a whisper, a single hospital somewhere in rural Queensland struggling to find enough nurses, a council in Western Australia couldn't recruit a qualified electrician for months. In boardrooms across Canberra, economists paused mid-sentence at labour market forecasts showing yawning gaps in critical professions. What if I told you that behind these human stories lies a seismic shift, one that could reshape who gets to live and work in Australia in 2025 and beyond? Welcome to the new frontier of Australia's skills migration, the freshly updated occupation shortage or skilled occupation list. It's not just about ticking boxes anymore. It's a power play between talent supply and national ambition, where governments, businesses, and hopeful migrants all hold stakes, and only those with the right skills may unlock the door. In this write-up, we'll explore 1. Why Australia is reworking its skills lists now. 2. What's new and what's gone in the 2025 update. 3. The mechanics, OSL, CSOL, SOL, and how they tie into visa pathways. 4. Key sectors in shortage and rising opportunities. 5. What this means for you if you plan to migrate or already hold skills. 1. Why rework the skills lists now? Australia's economy is evolving rapidly. Aging population, technological disruption, climate transition, infrastructure demands, regional revitalisation. The government recognises that the old lists, which remain static too long, no longer reflect real-time labour gaps. To make migration more strategic, not just reactive, the Department of Home Affairs has shifted toward evidence-based labour market analysis. Jobs and Skills Australia now plays a central role, building the occupation shortage list, OSL, and advising on the core skills occupation list, CSOL. The fundamental idea, only occupations with genuine, sustained shortage pressures should be prioritised for migration pathways to prevent oversupply and to incentivize skills growth in critical sectors. 2. What's new in 2025? Additions, removals and structural changes. A. New list structure, CSOL plus OSL plus SOL. The core skills occupation list, CSOL, is becoming a central list, replacing previous priority lists. Consultations are underway to define which occupations, or specializations, will be included. The Occupation Shortage List, OSL, gives a snapshot of where shortages currently exist, used as a basis for CSOL decisions. The Traditional Skilled Occupation List, SOL, which includes the Medium and Long-Term Strategic Skills List, MLTSSL, Short-Term Skilled Occupation List, STSOL, and Regional Occupation List, ROL, still exists and is being updated to reflect current demand. Thus, 2025 is transitional versions of all these lists will matter, depending on visa streams and specializations. B. Newly added occupations or rising demand. In 2025, several occupations have seen stronger inclusion or priority due to high demand. Some examples: healthcare and nursing, specialized nurses, aged care, mental health. Allied health roles are high on the list. Information technology, roles such as software engineers, cybersecurity, cloud architects, data scientists are increasingly prioritized. Engineering and infrastructure, civil, structural, electrical, mechanical engineers remain in demand, especially for ongoing infrastructure projects. Trades and technical roles, electricians, plumbers, welders, carpenters, HVAC technicians, especially in regional areas, are seeing stronger signals. Education teachers, early childhood, STEM teachers, special education are in demand especially in rural or underserved areas. Also, some previously listed occupations have been removed, limited, or caveated, depending on specialization or region. The lists now include tighter definitions and restrictions to ensure only genuine demand is addressed. C. Vacancy and fill rate signals. According to the 2025 Occupation Shortage Report, March 2025, the national fill rate, i.e. proportion of vacancies successfully filled, rose to 69.7%, improving by 1.1 percentage points. Metropolitan areas had a fill rate of 71.6%, regional 64.3%. Despite improvements, many sectors still struggle, especially in regional and remote locales. These data feed directly into which occupations are flagged for inclusion or priority. 3. How it works, OSL, CSOL, SOL and visa pathways. Understanding how the lists interact is key to leveraging them strategically. OSL, Occupation Shortage List Alive. Evidence-driven list showing which occupations are experiencing shortages, nationally, metropolitan, or regional. CSOL, Core Skills Occupation List Advisory. Streamlined list proposed by Jobs and Skills Australia, drawing from OSL and other indicators. This will serve employer-sponsored migration streams. SOL, Skilled Occupation list the existing list structure containing MLT-SSL, STSOL, ROL, used for general. Skilled migration. Visas, subclass 189, 190, 491. Visa implications. If your occupation is on MLT-SSL, you may qualify for visa streams, like subclass 189, skilled independent. Occupations on STSOL may qualify for state-nominated visas, subclass 190, or employer-sponsored visas. ROL is for regional migration streams, subclass 491, and is tailored to regional skills demands. As CSOL becomes more central, employer-sponsored pathways may increasingly depend on it. Thus, where your occupation sits determines which visa pathways are viable, and how competitive your application will be. 4. Key sectors under shortage and opportunity hotspots. Here are sectors seeing the tightest shortages and offering strong prospects in 2025. Sector key occupations notes and regional emphasis. Technology, IT software engineers, cybersecurity specialists, data scientists, cloud architects, ICT business analysts high priority across states, often included in MLT-SSL, engineering and construction civil, structural, electrical, mechanical engineers, project managers infrastructure funding and projects are fueling demand, trades and technical roles electricians, plumbers, welders, carpenters, HVAC technicians though traditionally harder to migrate under earlier lists. There's rising pressure to include more trades in priority schemes. Education teachers, early childhood educators, secondary STEM teachers, special education. Teachers' rural and remote teaching roles are especially sought after. Note, inclusion on the list doesn't automatically guarantee easier migration. You must still meet qualification, experience, English language, and skills assessment criteria. 5. What this means for you or anyone planning migration. Check your occupation carefully. Verify whether your role or specialization appears on the updated SOL, CSOL. Be alert to caveats, e.g. only certain specialties included. Skills assessment matters even more. Even if your job is listed, your qualifications and experience will be scrutinized by assessing authorities. Regional roles offer advantage. If you take on a role in a regional area, you may qualify for extra points or regional sponsorship benefits. Be flexible. Because lists are evolving, roles previously less regarded may become eligible, and vice versa. Keep an eye on consultations and list revisions. Engage early. Some lists, like CSOL, are still under consultation, giving stakeholders and individuals room to submit feedback or position themselves. Prepare backup plans. If your occupation is excluded or marginalized, you may need to explore allied roles or transition pathways. Final words. The 2025 update to Australia's occupation shortage and skilled occupation list signals more than a bureaucratic refresh. It's a strategic recalibration of the country's entire migration and workforce planning model. For years, Australia relied on static lists that struggled to keep pace with economic realities. Now, with the emergence of Jobs and Skills Australia as a central authority and the creation of the Core Skills Occupation List, CSOL, and Occupation Shortage List, OSL, the nation is pivoting toward a dynamic, evidence-based system. This evolution ensures that migration directly aligns with measurable labor gaps rather than political or short-term pressures.